Hello and welcome to Kainos Education. Today we are breaking down Owen Sheers' Winter Swans in under 5 minutes for quick revision for you. So today we are going to be analysing Winter Swans by Owen Sheers. As this is just a 5-minute summary breakdown, we are just going to focus on the most important parts of the poem for your revision. Okay, so immediately the poem opens with the clouds are given their all, 2 days of rain and then a break in which we walked. And so it's important to analyze the cloud and the rain here as they give an image of pathetic fallacy, creating the impression that something negative is yet to occur within the poem. We can already immediately see some enjambment being used here as well. And we will see enjambment throughout the entire poem used as well. So these two things already give us a bit more of a negative impression as we open up the poem. Paragraph 2 or stanza 2 then goes into the waterlogged earth, gulping for breath, at our feet as we skirted the lake, silent and apart. So it will be important to note here the personification that is used here, as it further emphasizes just how the weather is negatively affected by the couple's relationship issues. Okay, so we also have lake, silent and apart being used here as a rule of 3, and also mirrors what is happening at the moment as the couple are walking, they are silent, and there appears to be some distance being created between them due to their relationship issues. We then move on to until the swans came and stopped us, with a show of tipping in unison as if rolling weights down their bodies to their heads. Okay, so it's important to note here how it talks about unison. It talks about a oneness in which they have, and how the swans came and stopped them. Okay, so which is definitely reflected in the title being Winter Swans. Now, we can move on to the next paragraph, which talks about they halved themselves in dark water. So it's interesting to note how it says halved here. However, it talks about unison in the previous paragraph, which shows how the relationship issues have now caused the couple to actually separate. The adjective dark being used to describe these relationship issues also further emphasizes just how bad of a time the couple was having, which we can also use to strengthen our analysis when writing about this. It's also interesting to note where it says, pause before returning again, like boats riding in rough water. The repeated R sound could show some alliteration, but it also could give a bit of a fricative sound, which could enhance the relationship issues that were currently going on. The rough weather is also used to emphasize the pathetic fallacy, which we speak about earlier in the poem. So as we move on to the last few stanzas, we can see the first dialogue that says they mate for life, letting us know that the swans are definitely animals that stay together forever. However, we can also see the change in the weather as we move from the clouds and the rain and the rough weather to an afternoon light. And this light could be, an enlightenment or a change in energy, but it's definitely the turning point for the couple. As the next paragraph does say, slow stepping in the lake's shingle and sand, and we can see the repeated S sounds here, which definitely highlight and emphasize how the couple is definitely coming back together. As the rest of it says, I noted our hands that had somehow swum the distance between us and folded one over the other like a pair of wings settling after flight. So it's almost like all of the relationship issues have now died down, and now there is a reconciliation between the two. Now we can see that there is a simile that is also being used here as well. to highlight and reflect this. Now, this is also seen throughout the structure of the poem, as the poem has tercets throughout, which are 3-line stanzas, which each line could be used to represent one person in the relationship, and maybe the middle line being a reflection of the problems that they were facing within the relationship, and how over time and with the winter swans and with the change in weather, they end up with their couplet right at the end, which shows how the problems or the mountains that they had faced before have now gone away, and now the couple has reconciled with a couplet. So it's important to note that this poem does come from Owen Sheers' Skirrid Hill, and Sheers liked to write poetry that were to do with the environment and human connection. So I hope you enjoyed this breakdown and hope to see you in the next one. I hope this breakdown has been short and concise and helpful to you in all your revision. Follow us on